ladies and gentlemen. We are live on Saudi's first FM hip-hop radio show, Laish Hip Hop. Shout out to Freak on the video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Reem. Hangul, assalamu alaikum. How are you? I want you to come closer to the mic a little bit.
I will.
Perfect.
All
okay.
right.
So how are you?
I'm well. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Sure.
Thanks so much for, of course, making it here. And shout out to my main man, Jay. Where is he in the building?
He's right there. Hey,
he's right
Jason Zane in the building.
Jason Zane, of course. Okay. So, Reem, again, thanks so much for being on the show. I want to tell us more a little bit about you. Like, who are you? You've been always based in Dubai,
yes.
you know? Yeah. Tell us the whole story.
Well, okay. First off, I love gummy bears. That's the beginning.
Okay. Shout out to them gummy bears.
Yeah, big time. Well, I was born and raised in Dubai all my life. I'm an architecture major, so I'm an architect.
Wow.
First, a poet, second, singer, third.
Wow.
Yeah, I do spoken word, and that's kind of where my songwriting skills came through. I sing. Do you want to know about how this whole thing started? How the ball started rolling?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really funny story. All right, so check it. Second year of university, we have like this radio podcast show on campus.
Okay.
So I was part of the crew, and it was pretty cool because we got to air on just in Sharjah, basically.
Okay.
So there was like this annual event that happened called AOS Got Talent, where they actually bring down people like DJ Bliss came through.
Yeah.
And they kind of sponsored the event and everything. And Salim, shout out Desert Heat from Kilma.
Yes.
So that was pretty dope. So we had like this whole event organized, and I was part of the crew. And a friend of mine was like, yo, Reem, like, I know you can sing, girl. Why don't you get on it? I'm like, yeah, but I'm organizing the event. I can't, hop in. And they were like, no, go do it. So this is me. Like, I'm in the shirt and the tag and everything. They're like, up next to the mic, Reem Ekay. And I was like, yo.
All right.
They're like, one of the crew's going to participate. That's so funny. So, I did the thing. And Sheena from Radio 1 was there too.
Yeah, right.
And,
I remember that.
And Chef Co's. It was a dope event. So I got through.
Okay.
And in the first round, I forgot my words, which is hilarious.
What did you sing? You remember what you sang?
No, I did, do you know Pumped Up Kids? Pumped Up Kicks? Yeah. I did an R&B version of it. Yeah. And like in the middle, I just forgot my words. It was hilarious. In the second round, I did it and I won. It was pretty cool. I got first place.
Mashallah. Okay.
With that came 3 studio tracks with Kilma. And then that started off everything for me, like getting into the scene. And Kilma Studios, they're no more, but it was great. Like Salim and them, they run it in Dinesh as well. And
shout out to Kilma, of course.
Yeah. And they put me on. It was pretty cool. It was my first studio experience, getting into the vibe, getting into the booth, and it was great.
Wow.
And shout out to Tiny because he really helped me out get into that whole vibe because it was my first time, and it was great. And Jeff T was actually the one who produced the track Let It Flow, which we'll be playing later.
Definitely Let It Flow. He produced that track.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
he did a great job. It was amazing.
I mean, when it comes to inspiration, who are the artists that you listen to? Like, who are some of the artists that, inspired you to...
It's definitely Lauryn Hill up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Born Day.
Erica Badu.
Oh, yes. See, this is much respect.
And Jill Scott for sure. Because to me, she's one of the first people who actually put spoken word into music. She's just...
I love her deaf poetry.
She's poetry, absolutely. I mean, Erica Badu too. She does a little bit here and there. So when she spits, it's amazing.
It's Erica Badu, man. Wow.
Big time.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, it's definitely classy when she say these. Now, as a local talent, here in Dubai, what's the support been like for you?
Well,
this is your first radio
this is
interview.
my first. This is my first.
Again, I always ask that, and I'm happy and sad at the same time. I'm happy because
you get to,
I get to push local talent. I'm sad because a talent like you, I would expect to be on the radio at least once or twice. I just don't get it. So what's the support been like for you?
Well, at the beginning it was dope. Like, I guess because the hype. There's always the hype. That's the thing with Dubai. There's always the hype. So at the beginning that started things off. But I would have to say, when I first came out, which was like 3 to 4 years ago, the platforms weren't that much available. Like they weren't around. I would say now is a much better time for a new artist to come up. They would get the
proper exposure, maybe proper support.
They would.
When I say support, like, what do you understand by support? Like, for example, why aren't local talent, for example, songs playing more on the radio? Why aren't? What about gigs, like events?
Right.
Are you getting invited to play at events?
Well, actually, I remember when I first got in, I actually got through to Fort Lawn, which is actually a pretty big event that used to happen. It doesn't happen anymore, but Fortlam, which was For the Love of Music, and was pretty dope. We had big heads like Narcy, Omar Effendim.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big thing, and that's how I actually made it to the scene. Like that's how everybody knew me. Yeah, but that event doesn't happen anymore. But right now, I feel like in terms of the radio shows, I think it falls into the fact that it's more about distribution, right? You know, if all of these big label brands are the ones who are paying these radio stations to put universal music on, that's all that's going to be in the radios. And I don't want to point fingers, but I would say that if the radio jockeys actually pushed for, hey, I heard this great local act over the weekend, I would love to play their song, I got their contacts, let's do it. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Question.
Yeah. I'm a big believer that we don't have to force any. You know, we're getting entertainment force fed. And what are your thoughts on the local talents here in Dubai?
So much. It's beautiful.
Like what?
To me, okay. First, shout out to Jibba and Toothless. Diligent Thought. I was with them from the get go. I love their. Yeah, man. I would have to say the talent here is insane, and it's been growing. It's been growing. Like every other day, you hear this new artist, and you actually listen to this stuff, and it's really, really good. Right? Yeah, but I think I would have to say hands down the people that I got mad love for is Jibba and Hamdan Al-Abri, of course.
Man.
Yeah.
These guys,
man.
I think they're holding it down.
Every time.
Hamdan,
no, man.
Yeah, shout out to Hamdan Al-Abri.
Still, every time I hear him, I'm like, ooh.
But again, what I think these guys are amazing, of course, but Kamal, what gives them more points is they're humble.
Yes, they are so
Hamdan
humble,
is one of the most,
yes,
very humble dude, and you know, when you're human first before you become an artist, and I really believe that. And this is when I first met you at Lisa Leone's.
Down at Dubai Design District.
I think OT introduced us, and he's like,
and Marcel too. Shout out to Marcel.
Yeah, shout out to Marcel, of course. He works here actually.
Oh, that's it. That's dope. Okay.
And shout out to Dukan Show as well.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, you know. What are your thoughts on Dukan, by the way?
Oh my God, big time supporter. Was there since his birth.
Nice.
Man, those are my boys. OT, Faraz, Jibba, much love, man. They're doing a great thing. That podcast is gonna go places.
I think so, big time, you know? Okay, just, you know, top of my mind, what are your thoughts on, you're now live on Saudi's first FM hip-hop radio show.
Ooh.
So like, it's the first show that talks about the true essence of hip-hop, you know, authenticity and all that, and supports local talent. What does that mean to you, if it means anything?
Well, I mean, let's just say that living in this time and age, like I always said, I was born in the wrong decade, right? But like I feel like the elements of hip hop and what hip hop is has been lost through this whole commercial mainstream music that's being put out. You know, now we associate people like I don't know, Nicki Minaj as that's the face of hip hop. So to find shows like this, platforms like this that actually say that this is what hip-hop is, and it starts with the youngins coming in and trying to perfect their craft, and that to me is amazing that there are still platforms like this that focus on this is what hip-hop is. So to me that's everything. I mean,
Reem, you go by the name of
Lady with Soul.
Lady with Soul. Why? I mean, the name is very, but tell us about it.
It was so funny. It was really hilarious. It was, you know, this is the funny thing. I can't even credit who came up with it. It was just some guy who came up to me after one of my gigs in the music room. Yeah. And he was like, oh, there's the Lady with Soul. I'm like, yo, I like that. That's nice. You know, I'm gonna stick with that. And then that was it. Like, yeah, that was it. That was, I just went with it. It was nice.
Beautiful.
But people still know me as Reem Ekay, so
it
goes both ways.
But that's, but in terms of when it comes to, you know, recording and putting out stuff, I guess online is your thing. Like you put it on SoundCloud.
Yes, it is.
But is that a struggle? Is it hard to find a studio to record?
It is. It's so hard to find a studio here. And more than anything, it's hard to find a sound engineer that I vibe with or the chemistry is on point.
Interesting.
So usually when it comes to me trying to put on music, it comes out twofold. Number one, if I find a beat that I love, that's it. Like I will work on. I don't care if anyone's going to put me in a studio or not. Or if someone else hits me up and they have a studio and they have this beat and I like it, that's it. I'll hop onto it. But in terms of finding a studio in my own time and finding a sound engineer to work with me and everything, it is a little bit of a struggle, I'd have to say.
Wow.
Yeah. There's not many studios out there who will see like, oh, that's local talent right there. Let's get her in. Let's just bring her in. Let's work together. Let's make it happen. That doesn't happen very often.
Laish, why?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of tricky, I'd have to say. I think it's a game of what's in your wallet, you know, what you have to bring. Yeah, I'd have to say. Yeah, so that's the problem. in my opinion, I think that's the way it should go down.
But you recorded a couple of tracks. I mean, you have a couple of tracks. I guess that's on.
That was on Kilma. That was when Kilma was running. Oh, they were so supportive. Bless them. They really were. They really believed in the local talent. They kickstarted a lot of the artists that you hear now, like Tiny, you know, and Jibba too. Jibba was signed to Kilma.
Yes, he was.
Gibberish.
Right.
So they were doing great things.
What are your thoughts on the rap here in Dubai? Under pressure, right?
No, I'll keep it real. I don't have a censor. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I will be fair. There are some mad talented lyricists out there, I'd have to say. To me, usually they would get on a track that you're familiar with, you know, and they would get on it. Okay, cool. But like, when I hear the bars that they put down, that's what I pay attention to personally. And I think that is, there are many good lyricists over here. And then you've got the others. So let's just keep it there.
No, let's talk about those.
Yo, I mean, I think there's this miseducation about what it is to be a rapper, what it is to be an MC, you know? And so they just take on what is mainstream and they just want to show that, oh, I'm balling, I'm a thug. I'm like, where? Down at Jumeirah Road? Like, what are you talking about, yo?
Yeah, yo, that's the thing.
That's the thing. And it irks me. I was just like, I'm going to turn down the volume.
Yeah. What I do is I take their, I take that and try to give them like okay, when hip hop first started, it was that voice. It was this voice of the voiceless, you know, But then now what they see on TV, what they hear on the radio is what you're talking about. It's not really the 100% real. But people who want real will dig real and will find it. You know, they will definitely find it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Reem Ekay, this lady with soul. We're going to be debuting her track, of course, Let It Flow. We're going to go out for a short break. وبعدين نرجع نكمل معاكم في برنامج ليش هيب هوب. We're going to continue the show and have maybe Reem. I'm not sure you can perform for us. Yeah,
I could sing a little song.
Yeah, maybe she'll sing for us live after the breaks. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Laish hip hop. Live on Mix FM.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're still live. You good? Yeah. Cool. Reem Ekay, of course.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow her on SoundCloud, Lady with Soul, right?
No, on SoundCloud is the Lady with Soul. That's
and Twitter?
On Twitter, you can find me at Reem Ekay. That's EKAY.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So listen, I want to talk to you about your dreams.
My dreams.
Yeah. When it comes to this, music business.
thing.
Is it a business for you first of all, or is it like a talent to you? What do you want to get out of music?
Right. Well, to me, I have this theory with a lot of people disagree with it, but I feel like if you have a channel that allows you to express yourself. Don't stifle it with too much focus. That's the way I feel. Meaning, like, to me, writing and singing is one of my favorite outlets. Like, I love doing it, but at the same time, I fear that if I start to get into it too much, I make it my all, I might stifle it. I have this fear. I don't know why. I don't
stifle it how?
In a weird way, like, I feel like if I put too much focus on it, I want to perfect it to a degree that I become way too obsessed. And I feel like that kind of blocks off any possible means of inspiration for me to bring back into my music, which is kind of why I always say this line, I'm an architect first, because through my field and what I do and being a designer first and foremost, I feel like that gives me so much room to experience the world, bring it back into my music. I don't know how to explain that, but it's an interchangeable thing that I like to maintain my music as this little personal thing, and then I let out final products to the world.
That's like one of the first time we kind of hear that. But why do you think that you will stifle it by giving it more?
Well, I don't know. It's more of the idea that I'm a little bit of a obsessive perfectionist.
I mean, it somehow reminds me of a discussion I had with Omar Effendim. He was saying, Omar Effendim took about 10 years to do his album.
His EP,
and it took like 10 years, and he was saying the same thing.
What's his background?
He's an architect.
See, that's what I'm saying. All designers say the same thing. It's ridiculous.
So I used to call him my, Syrian architect. yeah. Shout out to Omar Effendim, of course. Okay, so when it comes to so what you'll do is you're gonna keep putting out these songs on YouTube or SoundCloud.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'd wanna like settle down and maybe make a solid EP, a body of work that I would like to really attach my name to. That's something I do want to do in the nearby future.
Collaborate with few people.
I would love to, and I've been getting that.
Collaborate with Jay or
let's do it. Let's get Jay in a booth.
Yeah,
he's got some mad rhymes.
I'm sure.
He does.
I heard him last week, and he was fire, of course.
He's dope.
Rooftop Rhythms. Okay, so you write your own lyrics?
I do.
Let me just ask you this: as a soul singer, I know, for example, my man Hamza or AZ who won. He's my man, and sometimes we talk about it like for R&B, sometimes. They get lyrics and it's fine. For me, for rappers, they should write their own lyrics. But for you, would you sing someone else's lyrics?
Yeah, I remember me and Jibba were supposed to collaborate on this piece, and he kind of wrote something for me.
Okay.
And he was like, okay, why don't you try this out?
Yeah.
And that was the first time I was like, okay, I'm actually going to sing something someone else wrote for me. And I didn't like it.
You didn't feel it?
I didn't feel it, yeah. Okay. I need to... Like, give me a track, you want me to do the chorus, I'll do it, but I need to write what I feel.
Do you do covers?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. But, like, and this is something that me and Jibba talked about, too. The idea that when you get too into doing covers, you get too involved into that person's way of covering a track.
Interesting.
Yeah, so...
But you can as well, you can change it, too.
For sure.
Some covers are really better than the original.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what I try to do on SoundCloud is maybe... If I do a cover, I'll mix it up. Like I've got a medley on my SoundCloud where I did this mix with Maverick Sabre and Ain't No Sunshine. So that I'm cool with. But yeah, I do covers, but I like to put out my own work.
Can we hear something from you? Just كده off maybe عبد الرحمن إذا ممكن نطفي البيت. Maybe we can hear something kiddo from you, something quick, and then I want to play the track.
Okay.
Let it flow.
Well, okay, since we're talking about covers, I can't stop listening to Corey and Bailey Ray. I love her.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yalla.
Just like a star across my sky, just like an angel off the page, you have appeared to my life. Feels like I'll never be the same, just like a song in my heart, just like oil on my hands. I do love you.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have my mix, but I would do the clap thing. Like, yeah, clap for him. Yeah, man, that was like, I like that, man. Big up to you, really. And I just want to say, listen, at the end of the day, I think it's, we are here as radio hosts / supporters everybody would give what they can. I'm sure artists, I'm sure people like Jib and other people would support you. For me, this is my way to show your support.
I appreciate that, man. And
I met you once, really, and I think that's the thing. It doesn't really take a lot to see talent. It just boom. It's just khalas. You see light. And
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I just want to salute to you, and of course, yo, Jay, where are you, Jay? Come through, man.
Jay's right here.
Yo, can you get on the mic, man, Jay, for a second? Yeah, Jay is one of. I heard you last week. I can't see you well. Oh, wait, oh shit. Yeah. Okay. So like I heard you last week and it was like, man, mad talent, mashallah. Can you spit something from us to us like quickly and hopefully we give you justice and we'll host you on the show some of the time. But something something that maybe you did last week. I really liked all the 3 poems that you performed.
All right. Let's see what we got.
You're in for a treat.
I'm sure.
Alright, it goes like this. Though I walk through the shadows of death and hallways, I struggle to live life at its best in all days. Survival of the fittest, mottos in all ways. Old days, mind traps memories as galleries, they unfold like always. Hunting me down on my low days, my anatomy shows grace. Past hurts causes gold rays, my mind hold thoughts in a maze, you get amazed. Rephrase my thoughts causes your thoughts to rearrange. Change is always good, change is always good, even the bad ones. Ain't it strange? It's strange mind, but its soul equals deranged. My mind works in a different range, in a different stage, while you stuck in the same page.
Damn, man.
Same cage. Man, it's my thoughts. Like a universe on its own enclosed where I can fight the world with a broken sword. It's amazing how memories are stored, forgotten, then restored whenever I want. It's the thought that I resolve for help and support, the place where I keep my faith and remorse, my grace and my force, the things I adore. the principal cause that I lose my soul for. See, I found that my thoughts got infinite extents. In it, war and peace turn to be best friends. And after reminiscing all the years I spent, if you ask me for a weapon, I'll give you a friend. In the end, beautiful things don't really stay, so you gotta wake up and start to pray. When it's the moment for death, it won't delay, cause death is one. The difference is the way. There's a lot of facts that we need to adjust. Like how could we develop an optimum trust? Strong like metals, but with time won't rust. Pure hearts like water that don't attract dust. What if you look in the mirror and you saw a weird face? You're looking deeper, you saw disgrace. You search in your heart, you find no faith. You decide to escape, you find no place. Sit, concentrate, get rid of your hate. Try and designate your next coordinate. Don't sit and wait and say it's fate, cause fate itself got its own fate. Be real. Only dream when you sleep. Believe in your beef and you crack concrete. Be the man in this land, understand the plan. You'll get to hold the war in one hand.
Wow.
If I could recollect before the day I came alive on earth, will I remember Allah or will I get cursed?
Man. Clap for him too, man, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So, Reem, it's been a huge pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. It was my pleasure being here.
Yes. Any last words you'd like to say? Go ahead. Any shout-outs? Anything? Go ahead.
Shout out to Jay for coming through. That was dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for creating this great platform for artists like myself. And anybody who's tuned in, thank you.
Yeah. We're going to be playing, of course, your track. Tell us quickly about Let It Flow.
Let It Flow? Well, I mean, I wrote it based off the Wale put it really well. The luxury of not knowing someone. So it just talks about the beautiful anticipation of getting to know someone from the get-go. So,
nice.
Yeah.
I like that. So حنلعب الآن Let It Flow اللي هي الأغنية رقم 9 list عبد الرحمن. We're going to be playing that right now. I think first time playing on the radio.
Yeah.
Man, I like that. So Lady with Soul, Reem Ekay, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
So Let It Flow. Let's go. Thank you, Reem. Thank you very much.
Your smell, your touch does this thing, babe, where it gets wrapped up in my thoughts. The desire